Matchmaker's Way here. Just want to go over this removable plate. Now this plate is specifically for the Quest model Minn Kotas. Bolt pattern matches up to it. This is not a Minn Kota plate. This is an aftermarket company. I believe it's R&R is a manufacturer, R&R Design. I've been using this a couple times. I'm just going to go through it with you. I'm going to get the motor mounted up. I'm going to go through it again with you with the motor on it. But this is without the motor on. There's a spring-loaded pin on this side. When you get this in the package, you have to thread this in. I don't have it tight yet. I usually like to put a little blue Loctite on there just so it never backs out. So when you get this in the package, you're going to thread this in. And what this allows you to do is you can pop this pin and then slide the plate itself backwards on the boat. I'll show you that in a little more detail here in a second. This side, there is a stop bolt. This is very important. Okay, this is what stops the plate from sliding too far one way or the other. All right, now that we got this bolted down on our cart, we can show you a couple more features. Should plan that out better. The slide pin, spring-loaded pin on the side. Simply pull that out, and you'll be able to slide your motor backwards on the mount. You can see it locks back in. So if you have your motor bolted on the boat, we'll show you this once we have this on the boat. You could slide that motor back. This helps with certain boats clearing the front roller tower so the motor's not hitting things on the trailer. This customer in particular, he's got a really short tongue, so this will help keep it away from his vehicle as well. Now, if you are needing to take your motor off the boat, this removable plate works nice. This stop bolt, it's a 9/16 wrench you'll need. You're going to take this off, and this is what stops this plate from coming on and off the boat. This is very important that you have this on here, because if you don't, you're only relying on that pin. So this bolt needs to be put in. You want to check this once in a while, make sure this is tight. No Loctite on this. It has a lock washer, so I'm not going to add anything to it. But with that off, I can take this and I can slide the plate forward or backwards to take my motor off the boat. That's another thing I like about this plate in particular, is I can take the motor on or off either way. It doesn't need to just come off one way like some traditional plates. We can actually go through and slide this motor all the way off both ways. Obviously with my tool cart I can't, but on the boat you'd be able to. We'll show you that once we have it installed and all set up. Once you have your motor back on, if you do take it off, you're going to put this bolt back in. Like I said, this is a must. You're going to slide this in. Take your 9/16 wrench, once you have that done, and tighten that up. Just part of your routine maintenance when you're checking your boat over, looking at everything, keeping stuff up to par, I would make sure this bolt is properly tightened. It shouldn't come loose because of that lock washer on there, but just in case, you do want to make sure that bolt is tight. So this video applies to anybody that has used this plate. And like I said, this bolt, you don't want to crank it, just snugged up. That lock washer will do its job. You can see it compressed, and that's all we need. And that should be enough to keep that from backing out. I have had one customer that his spring bolt, this pin that's spring loaded, that broke. He did have to mess around to get it out of there, be able to get that set. We contacted the manufacturer. They sent us a new part, took care of the customer. So I will say they were really good customer service wise, taking care of a part that broke. Wasn't a big deal. All right, let's get this motor mounted on here. We'll give you guys a look at that. And we will also show it to you on the boat when it's all done, and do a quick walk through on the boat. And this will apply to any customer of ours that we use this plate. I want you to watch this so you know your plate works, okay? All right, now we got this motor mounted on the boat. Give you guys a quick view. Obviously, everybody's boat looks a little different. This is a 2000 Ranger, so the fronts were a little smaller. I got everything all set. I'll just give you guys a quick walk around, and then we'll just work this plate one more time. So once again, if you got the plate with the pin on the side, if you're had us do the work on your boat, I want you to pay attention. This is spring loaded. You pull it out, slide the motor. You see that pin stays back. When it hits its next lock-in point, it's locked in. You can see this brings the motor way back from sticking out the nose of the boat. So you got less of a chance of hitting a roller tower, especially a setup like this. Older boat, we don't have as much room to move it over and whatnot. Now, if we got to take this boat, the motor off the boat, we're going to remove this bolt right here. You need a 9/16 wrench. You're going to take that bolt out completely, and that will allow the motor to slide off the boat side plate. I'm not going to show that because, unfortunately, this motor is really heavy, and I want to move it the least amount of times as I can. If you fail to put that bolt back in, and for some reason this pin slips, or you extend it one way or another too far and it's not locked in, like here it's just a scotch forward, the motor could continue to slide off the plate. So that bolt is a stop bolt at 100% needs to be put in. Failure to do that could result in your motor coming off the boat. That is a safety bolt for a reason. We only need to take that out if we are taking the motor off the boat. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. I'm going to do some more videos on if we set your boat up, the parts that were used, so you know how each one of those parts works. Give you a good idea on them. That way, even if you can't see them, it'll be a nice reference. So thanks for watching. And like I said, this mount would be on your Quest Terrova or Quest Ulterra. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get some more subscribers on here. Have a good night.